Today on the Cooligans, we are talking about the MLS is Back tournament. Some teams that aren't even supposed to be here today. Because none of it makes sense. It's the wackiest tournament. Also, we recap a little bit of some of the stuff that happened in the NWSL Challenge Cup.
That's
and maybe
right.
what the future is for soccer this year.
That's right. Plus, we get to talk to Shea Groom, who just won, and she's going to tell you all about it in the most humble way possible. Psych, we won't allow that. That and more today on the Cooligans! Yeah, baby!
Vámonos. Yeah. All right. I think we have to take a commercial break. That was quite a long one.
Yeah, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you. A little dizzy, a little lightheaded after that one.
Okay.
I just feel so good because it's such a dope show. You know?
That's right. I mean, wow.
I don't mean this episode. I just mean the fact that you and I have a show. It's so dope, dude.
every morning we wake up, we're just like, yo, this is dope.
Yeah, wait a minute. That wasn't a dream also.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Cooligans. My name is Christian Polanco.
I'm Alexis Guerreros, I think.
Right.
Still a little lightheaded.
Okay. This is, Alexis doesn't do drugs. He just screams to get high.
Yeah, dude. High on life. What's my name again?
So welcome to the show. We are your favorite stand-up comedians who host the funniest soccer show.
Remember when comedy existed? That was a fun time, huh?
To be honest, I don't. And I'm surprised you do.
Yeah. You know what? I did a show. By the way, we're also the gulliest. Well, I did a show at QED in Queens, and it was a backyard show. People on roofs across the street. It was kind of dope, right? And I was talking about with some of the other comedians. It's like you're really good. Remember when you started comedy, there was no pressure, right? There was no industry watching you. There was no stakes. You were just right. You couldn't afford stakes. You were just doing jokes for the purpose of doing jokes, and it was like dumb fun. It's like that, but we're good at comedy. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of nice.
It's like there's no reason to do this other than the fact that we want to. I don't have to get a 5 for a late night show. There are no late night shows.
Okay. Nobody's getting any opportunity to do anything.
No, the industry's dead, dude. It's so much fun.
It's just like doing stand-up comedy in the movie Mad Max.
Yeah. It's like, the band that played on the Titanic as it went down. They played like an original at that moment. They're like, if we're going to do this, let's do this for us. Yeah. I'm done with the covers.
Yeah. I do it for the art, Jeff.
Yeah. You know what? If you don't like it, you're out the group. All right. Because I'm going to play the song I wrote about my ex-wife because I need to do it now.
Yes, everybody. Look, this is a soccer show. I promise.
100%.
We're excited about today's show because not only are we talking about a bunch of but the tournaments, there's a lot of stuff going on, but we have an incredible guest. Shea Groom, MVP of the NWSL Challenge Cup, will be joining us later on this program.
The champ is here.
Okay, finish the song.
I thought you were going to. That's honestly all I know at the moment.
So Shea Groom is going to be with us of the Houston Dash, and we're absolutely thrilled. It's going to be so fun. We have to start the show today. We have to talk about the tournament that is still going on right now, but the MLS is Back tournament has been topsy-turvy, making no sense. Who's winning? The people you expected to be good are not even there.
People get fired.
That's really what it is. You're just like, yo, I thought my team was good, but my team stinks.
Damn. And also, there's other people going, yo, I thought my team stinks, but we lit. Are we the greatest MLS team of all time right now?
Bro, it is, as far as returning to soccer after this long break, it's interesting because even the teams that were doing well before the break, they only had pretty much just 2 MLS matches.
Right.
But
some had 3, I think. But yeah, they're just like barely anything, a sample size.
But for the most part, that's still kind of carried over, you know? The surprise, I mean, look, obviously Orlando playing as well as they have has been, I think, a shock to many.
If somebody put money on that, I know there's the whole bet MLS thing. If somebody put money on that, you're currently buying a new house. Because no one thought that was going to happen.
San Jose, just the style of play is we don't care how much they score on us. We're just gonna try to get more than them.
You know, I feel like my prediction was a year early. Last year, I was like, "Yo, that's so great! They're gonna win MLS Cup." You know what? I think I might have just been a year early. I'm too much of a soothsayer.
But everybody's saying that they wouldn't be able to sustain something like this for the regular season.
We also said Wando was too old, and homie's coming in and instantly scores every time.
I think he's too young.
Yeah, we gotta age him a little more.
No, so first look. Let's go and just talk about some of these surprises. Let's start with NYCFC, New York City Football Club.
Wow.
First of all, the fact that they are even in the knockout round is a miracle within itself.
Complete shock to everyone involved, I'm sure.
But then in the knockout round, their first knockout round match against Toronto FC were dominant. Not just like, they scraped by.
No. This wasn't like no wonder goals were needed. This was just a top-down drubbing, dude. I think Toronto only had 1 shot on goal.
I want to say maybe more than, I don't know the exact number. I mean, they did get 1 goal, right? Patrick Mullins did score.
Or it might have been, okay.
But that was more of a consolation goal. They really were out of it.
3 shots on target.
They were out of they were pretty much out of it the entire game. It was one of those games where I'm like, does NYCFC look really good or does Toronto just look bad? Right? It was tough to.
Does Toronto's flight take off like right after the match back home? Because
were they done?
The heads ain't here. Either that. I mean, and look. Josie came in towards the end, I believe in the 80th minute, but Ayo Akinola wasn't playing. Yep. They had a 17-year-old who still looked great. I can't remember his name, but he looked amazing out there. So certainly this wasn't their A team. But if you just take, I mean, NYCFC would have struggled against. Not struggled, but would have had a tough time breaking this team down regardless.
Correct, but it also was not NYCFC's A team either, right? Bear didn't start the game. Maxi didn't start the game.
No.
So it was very
Maxi
different.
was the man of the match without even starting it, which goes to show because how great they played in the first half, how much better they played in the second.
But you can tell even Maxi doesn't look 100%. Like that's very clear.
Yeah.
The fact that he got a goal it's also incredible. But he's not. He's like 80%. It looks he's not running full speed. He's just he had to go into the game after an injury to Ismail Tajuri-Shradi, which is also probably a bit of a concern as well going forward.
He also got subbed out of a game he got subbed onto, so that's never.
Yes,
great sign. You know?
Well, he is not meant to play 70 minutes or 60 minutes or whatever. But going look, their next matchup is we're recording this before the result, but the Portland or Cincinnati for NYCFC, and it's
I have no idea who's going to win that.
Which back ages ago, a month ago, we would have said, all right, it's going to be Portland NYCFC. It's going to be fun. They always have good matches, but no, Cincinnati is they're gonna park the Yopstown bus, and hope for a Frankie Amaya wonder goal.
Which they might get.
Strategy.
Dude, this whole thing might be LAFC versus I don't know. I guess Columbus or NYCFC. No one knows.
Yeah. It's entertaining to say the least.
Wild. Make every season this.
But this is even the game with San Jose and RSL. Like what sort of feeling is like once the especially because there's no yellow card accumulation in the knockout rounds. It feels like once the team knows that they're gonna lose, they're like, all right, we're done. We're basically on the bus. We're not trying to.
Peace, everybody.
All right, we got more right after this, everybody. Come back. All right, welcome back to the Cooligans Living Room FC. We got to start this segment real quick. We got another box. We got another unboxing to do.
What?
Look at this. Can we see it?
Whoa, from Charleston Battery? I love the new logo, dude.
Okay, that's right. Okay, so let's
Also, shouts to Charleston Battery for always having defected Cuban players on. Yo, shouts to you.
Okay, is there like a system in place?
I don't know. It seems like they got a connection. This one guy like, oye, papa, mándamelo. I got him. We got a house for him in Charleston.
That's Ozzy Alonso's old team, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and look at this. We got a kit. We got the Charleston Battery kit.
Oh, dude, too bad I didn't get one. Wait a minute, what's this?
Oh!
Look at this. Actually, you know what's funny about this? Which, by the way, honestly, beautiful. Even the badge itself. Yeah, they put our name on it. The badge itself is just absolute. It's like felt or something. I don't know. It felt nice to touch. Anyway, it's a size large, which okay, not exactly my size. I said to Christian, I was like, "Yo, should we say something?" And Christian goes, "Lose weight."
That isn't what I said.
I can't believe that we are fat shaming.
If you want to fit in the
You
kit,
didn't say any of this. You said lose weight.
Wow. I said, Alexis, you can either. We've had this discussion before. You either give it to your wife.
You think I won't post the screen cap? You said you could give it to your wife or
lose weight.
So you said lose weight. Fat shame.
If you want to fit in the kit.
That's
you talk.
Yeah.
That's what is it? It's a solution to a problem.
I didn't know this is where our relationship had gone.
I gave you two options. I gave you two
Why
options.
don't you gain weight? I'm gonna skinny shame on this show.
Thank you, Charleston Battery. We got a message that says we are so excited to get back underway with our season. We hope you enjoy our new gear. Keep up the great work with your show. We all love it. Best, Charleston Battery. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. You guys are the best.
Appreciate it.
My wife is gonna love the new kit, and also me doing ab crunches as per Christian's demand.
You know what, Charleston Battery? You are inspiring.
No, you're not. I'm getting Doritos in the break.
Out of spite.
Hell yeah, dude.
All right, everybody. Look, come right back because we have an awesome interview with Shay Groom of the Houston Dash. She's the NWSL Challenge Cup MVP.
And they're the champs.
And she's the MVP of today's show. So come right back.
Hey, I'm Marissa Pilla, and I kicked it with the Cooligans.
All right, baby, we're back on the Cooligans Living Room FC. And Christian, this doesn't happen all the time, right? We don't just get champions rolling through.
Yeah, usually whenever there's a final or a championship and we're like, hey, would you like to come on the show? They don't even pick up the phone. They don't even answer the email.
Bro, unless you got Budweiser or champagne, I'm not responding to your email. You know what I mean? I need trophies or liquor right now.
So, yeah, absolutely thrilled about our next guest.
I mean, guys, you've watched her all through the NWSL Challenge Cup. You probably watched her in the seasons prior, and I'm pretty sure at this point she's scored on every team in the NWSL. Ladies and gentlemen, unless you're driving, in fact, if you are, pull over, have some respect for a champion, and put your hands together for the one, the only, your forward of your Houston Dash, champions of the NWSL Championship Cup, Challenge Cup, my bad, ladies and gentlemen, Shay Groom!
Best intro I've ever had. Let's go. I'm hyped. Let's go play a game.
Yeah, you go do that. We'll watch. I ain't trying to play against you.
Shay, we've the last not only throughout the Challenge Cup, but just the last few months, your name has come up on this show. Often. We are huge fans of you. I think, the rest of the country, the rest of the world is probably, the Challenge Cup gave the opportunity for a lot of people to just know who a lot of players are that may not be, regularly on the U.S. Women's National Team and things like that. What was this Challenge Cup like for you? Because my memory of this Challenge Cup is you soaring through the whole tournament. How did you feel about it?
I mean, I loved every second of it. Obviously, you guys I mean, are familiar with my journey. I spent 3 years in Kansas City and have kind of been traded around the country ever since then. So this is my third team in 3 years. So it's been such a wild ride. I mean, I got to Houston and then was quarantined essentially and lived by myself. So I was training on my own, and it was just such a weird thing. But once we were able to get the team together, it just all came together so organically and naturally. And we kind of took on that identity and that we were the underdog and we had this big chip on our shoulder, something to prove, and just rode it the whole way. And obviously had some huge special moments in there. And it feels weird that I've only been here for a few months. I feel like I've been on this team for like years, and they're like family now, obviously. But to just be able to bring it home was next level. It was everything.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, one of the first things people are going to say about the Houston Dash is that they never made the playoffs. And then you get there, and it's the trophy celebration. So, Shay, is it you? Was it you?
Rachel and I were actually in the post-game interview after the championship, and they were like, "Rachel, what's the difference? You've been here for 5 years." And I was like, she was like, "You didn't assist me once. Don't start talking, Shay." No,
Actually, I have a question about Rachel Daly and assisting. So you tied her for goals going into the pretty much the 90th minute in the final, but she assisted you. So that means she won the tiebreaker for the Golden Boot. So you scored enough to share the Golden Boot, but she assisted you, so she wins. It's kind of bittersweet, though, isn't it? And how hard were you trying to get that next goal?
I don't know. Well, a lot of people don't know. I mean, we have a great relationship. She's my best friend on the team. So, I think that's honestly what made it, is that we're so competitive the whole time. It was like, yeah, I want you to win.
Wink, wink, nudge,
yeah,
nudge.
like, I'll pass you the ball. Yeah. No, but obviously she's an incredible player. But I told her, I was like, because I knew she needed one assist, and unless I got an assist and a goal, like, it wasn't going to happen. And I think one of the tiebreakers was like the least amount of minutes played, so Lynn Williams was going to get it automatically. And sorry, North Carolina Courage, you can't have any more awards.
Yeah, I mean,
so
geez,
like,
yeah, give him a break,
find
right?
a way. Yeah, I was like, Rachel, if I get you the goal bonus, and if you give me an assist and I get you the goal bonus, you're buying me a Nintendo Switch. So
there you go.
I got something out of it.
Yeah, that's a good deal. Oh, man.
You can't play Mario Kart on no trophy. You know what
Exactly.
I mean? You good.
Speaking of Rachel Daly, Rachel was always very, in all the videos, especially about the final, about the tournament, she was always mentioning this circle that could not be broken, And sometimes, people, sometimes things can feel like cheesy or whatever, like inspiring this, inspiring that. But there was something really serious about this unity that this team had. Because look, the track record and the results for the last few years have not been ideal. But when it came to real unity and a cohesion, it really felt like the Houston Dash had that above every other squad.
Yeah, I think, and a lot of people just will obviously never see behind the scenes if you're not a part of the team, but in just such a short time with so many new players coming in, we just dealt with what felt like every other day was like some big dilemma or, things that we just had to sort through as a team. And it sucked, and it was such a struggle, but in some weird way, I think it's what bonded us. And I think in some of those dire moments when you need that as a team, and a lot of teams probably missed out on that because of the quarantine and things like that, we just soaked it in. And yeah, once she started talking about the circle, it was like from the quarterfinals on, like nothing was getting through. All these people had so much to say about the Houston Dash and like what it was, and we were getting lucky, and we were just kicking the ball along and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, man, look at it. We've got the top goal scorers. We've got the most shutouts. We've played the top teams that made the playoffs last year. Like, stop the chatter. Like, nothing's coming into this circle, and no one's getting in.
Yeah, we don't hear you.
We don't hear you.
When you look at that was it the first or second match, the 3-3 draw?
It was the first.
The first. When it looked like you guys were going to win 7-0, and then all of a sudden it's 3-3. What changed after that? Because it showed you guys had the guns to score goals. Y'all were running amok. But what changed after that? Because it seems like you guys just became a different team after that.
Yeah, I will say that looking back, it was a really hard loss for us because we felt we deserved to win it by 2 goals. And so that was like heartbreaking, but I think it had to happen because it humbled us in a way that we needed to be humbled, I think, at the time. You know, I think we came out and scored those goals, and we hadn't felt like that in preseason or anything like that. And I think everyone started to believe a little bit more, and I think it made us focus and reset a little bit more defensively. So definitely, like, the first game, I think, set the tone for the tournament and gave us that balance of we can hang and we can do this. Yeah. Like, we've said we wanted to win this tournament. Now we can actually do it. But we got to clean up a little bit of this other stuff. And people that come in the game have to be ready. And I think that's a difference. I mean, it's hard to be a sub on the bench. So for some of those players to, have to be like, this is a responsibility. When we come in the game, like, we got to close it out.
Yeah.
But
for like 20 minutes, y'all must have been like, damn, they ain't even trying, huh? We got this in the bag.
I was like, who are we?
You're like, I'm scaring myself out here.
No, seriously. I mean, we were like, we're cool with it. Let's roll.
Amazing. All right. We'll be back with more Shay Groom right after this. Welcome back to the Cooligans Living Room FC. We are here with the champion, Shea Groom, MVP of the NWSL Challenge Cup.
There it is.
Championship. We were talking a bit before the break about defense, but let's talk about offense, bruh. Because it wasn't.
'Cause y'all had to check a bag. You didn't bring a carry-on's worth of offense. Y'all were like, there's a couple overweight stickers on these bags. We're going to get charged double and triple. Yeah.
Because, look, not only, we mentioned this on the last show, but it wasn't just about, like, scoring a couple goals here and there. It was highlights. It was straight up. People started calling you Air Groom. Okay,
Air Groom.
Okay, because your header not only, and it's just exclusively bangers, right? It wasn't just like here, a tap in or whatever.
It's like you waited for the keepers to get back in position just so you could posterize them.
I know you've spoken especially about playing with the players that you're playing with and Rachel Daly, and the fact that you get to be set up a little bit better than maybe you have in other teams. But what is the difference to allow you to have that sense of freedom to make highlight reels and videos go viral and stuff like that? Like that, what has unlocked your game in that way?
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. I don't think I expected to come here and everything just like be solved for the past couple years where I've been a little less effective. But honestly, the way that James brought me in, and the first conversation I had with him, he was like, you're playing the 10. I see you here. Like, you're going to be incredible for this team because you can do this, this, and this. And just let me be. In all honesty, you'll rarely see me having a lot of conversations with him other than he came to me at halftime in the championship game and said, you need to smile. You're taking this too seriously. And I'm over here just like racking my brain trying to be perfect. He's like, you need to think less and just be you, because when you're instinctual, like, you're unstoppable. So I think the way that he's unlocked my game is just by leaving me alone and trusting me that, I can perform and I can bring it out myself. And I'm so thankful for that, because I think I've always loved coach to like get it out of me, and he was like, you know what, I'm just going to leave you. You do your thing. We'll figure it out.
Damn, so and you got your own circle. It's like a circle of one inside the circle.
My own circle over here. I know, that's what people are like. I'm always off on my own, do my own little thing. And he's like, just let her be.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then obviously playing next to players that are like me. I mean, Kirsty Mewis in the midfield, even Sophie Schmidt, like, we really got rolling there at the end of the tournament, and just felt so cohesive. And then obviously adding Rachel in there, we just want to piss teams off, honestly. And and then I think that unlocks my game in a whole new way, because I'm usually the crazy one, and now it's like I'm competing with the crazy ones that are also on my team. Like,
now you're like, wow, I'm wildly normal.
I know. I was like, why am I over here like calming people down?
Coach, can we switch this up a little bit? I seem to be the relaxed one now. Let me ask just about Sophie Schmidt real quick, because I've only gotten to hear her in some interviews after the match. What exactly is her accent? Because it sounds like it's a little bit of Rachel Daly and a little bit of you. You know what I mean? She sounds like Fraser Crane. I can't picture, where's she from, you know?
She's a Vancouver girl.
Yeah. How does she have like a semi-English accent, or am I the only one hearing it? Do you hear it when you talk to her?
Her husband also has an accent. I'm not sure where it's from, but it is. So maybe that is it.
Maybe it's blended over.
She's got a nice blend.
I did want to talk about the celebration in the locker room because again, I think this not only was it just awesome to see, but with NWSL being the first team sport to come back, after the lockdown, I think there was something. Very kind of inspiring about going through that and then celebrating in that way. You had some awesome images. You biting down the medal. Christy Mewis with all the beers.
With everyone's beer.
With all the, not a beer, not some beers, all the beers.
Yeah, she emptied the Budweiser truck on her own. She's like, I got it, everybody.
How did that feel for you to be able to celebrate that way?
It was honestly such a relief. I think, again, what we went through, we needed a moment just to be there. We actually were told yesterday on the plane that we were supposed to have the room for 20 minutes and we had it for 2.5 hours.
That sounds exactly right.
Yeah. And obviously we had a great time with it because, I think for me too, it's special. I celebrated championship in 2015, and there was nothing like that. We had a couple bottles of champagne in the locker room, but nothing to that extent. So just to be able to celebrate how far the league's come as well, and then to, have the sponsorship with Budweiser. I mean, I did the internship with Budweiser through the NWSL this last off season in New York. So that's been a company that's so near and dear to my heart, and to kind of be able to celebrate it all in a way was so fun. And James was obviously in on it. I mean, our pregame speech that day was he eats oatmeal and everything the same every breakfast. The whole time we've been in the bubble, and he was like, tomorrow, I don't want oatmeal. I don't want my orange juice. I want a hangover.
Hell yeah.
And we were like, let's go. So after the game, it was all right, we're going, we've already said we're doing all this stuff, we're going for it. So
yeah, it's so funny because it feels like, and maybe this is sort of a holdover from the Women's World Cup, but it feels like, especially in this country, women's soccer players are setting the trend. They're setting the culture. I remember championship celebrations as being the New York Yankees spraying champagne, goggles, couple of smiles. Oh, look, someone's getting a portal over their head. Yo, the Women's World Cup, the Women's National Team, no, you better twerk. If you gonna win, you gotta twerk. You gotta have game. You gotta dance. It's gotta be choreographed. You gotta have your social ready. Everyone's cell phone charging during the game. I don't want anybody on yellow battery at the end of the match. And it seems like the Houston Dash have sort of carried that baton. Do you think this is... did that have anything to do with your celebration? Did you think we got to one-up the women's national team?
I mean, I'll just credit the girls. Obviously, we have some incredible personalities, but you're right. It was everyone's on Instagram Live. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Texas A&M traditions, and you might have seen it on SportsCenter, but I'm chugging out of the trophy because I had never done my Aggie ring dunk. And that's something you're supposed to do, when you get your ring, your end of your junior year. And so we had talked about it earlier in the tournament. Alicia Chapman was actually so tell me about your ring dunk. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've never done it. That's
what is a ring dunk?
Really bad thing as an Aggie. So you drop your ring in a pitcher of beer and you chug it versus your friends as quickly as you can. But
Texas,
it's
bruh. That's how it works.
yeah.
Texas A&M, Gigamax. But you're supposed everyone has done it. Everyone at the school has done it. And I didn't do it because I graduated early. I was playing soccer. It wasn't a thing. So I told him, I was like, oh, I'll chug it out of the trophy if we get there. And of course, the trophy is like a perfect chalice to do it. And my parents called me and were like, the neighbor came and told us you were on Sports Center. So we turned it on, and it was you chugging out of the trophy.
You're like, yeah.
And I've never been prouder of my daughter.
Yeah. We printed it out and put it on the fridge. I also saw Christy on, I think it was on your Instagram, doing Taxi. She had a taxi beer. She had a beer. She had the championship trophy filled with beer, but she wasn't allowed to drink it until the plane taxi landing back in Houston. I don't know what that is, but I want a taxi beer the next time I go on an airplane.
It is a thing. It should be a thing. I will say, I'm sure you guys thought the locker room celebration was fun, and it was, but the plane ride home.
Yeah, it was the PJ, right? It was the private jet?
The private jet,
Let's
James
go.
on the speaker, we are chanting our chant. It was incredible.
Let's talk about that when we get back. More with Shea Groom after this. Cooligans FC, Living Room FC, I should say. Why not? I'm going to keep messing that up. It's not like we've done this before.
You don't even know your own show, Alexis.
No. What's up, guys? I'm Christian Polanco. All right. We're here with Shea Groom Championship. All right. I mean, just talking about the hilariousness of what's happened after. When you guys land in Houston, right? Is this your moment to say, like, yo, let's go party again? Or did y'all need a break and then restart the partying and the celebrating after? Because I'm assuming at some point y'all need to hydrate, man. It can't all be fermented sugar.
Yeah, I mean, some people definitely needed a break. Others didn't. I'm going to be honest. I was in that group. I just took my bags with me. Didn't even come to my own place last night. Just stayed with the other girls at the other apartment and kept on celebrating. Ordered some pizzas, some Cane's chicken fingers, and we popped some more champagne.
Okay.
So other than the champagne, you guys celebrated like I live my life regularly. Awesome.
That's Alexis's regular diet.
You know what? I think you're right. I think I'm going to add champagne in my diet. You know? Can't just do chicken fingers and regular beer. You got to add a little champagne every once in a while.
I did also want to ask about, because the first time we saw you play in person, it was actually a really unfortunate kind of scenario. This was, we went to Sky Blue's first game at Red Bull Arena, which obviously was a big deal, especially in the New York, New Jersey area. It was a huge deal for Sky Blue to be able to play there. You were with the Reign. And
playing against your old team,
right? And you had an injury. You had a rib injury. From what I remember, I think it was like maybe a 50-50 ball. You collided with Carly Lloyd, and it did not go well, right? It was.
Oh, I've high-fived Carly Lloyd once, and she didn't move her hand. I moved my hand towards her, and I still hurt my hand. So I can't imagine when you got injured. I was like, nah, I get it. She's a brick wall.
So, we've mentioned this on the show before, but it was obviously scary for us. I can imagine for you, but we were on the pitch, on the sideline, and the bed, your car went right next to us, and we saw you actually in pain, and it was we were just concerned. I was checking immediately, like, how is she doing? Is she okay?
I think I remember you saying actually it hurt so bad or it hurt so much. Like, that's when it hit us. Like, this isn't just a regular injury. We were like, oh no, we hope she's okay.
Yeah, I mean, that was a wild day. Like you said, it was such a special day because I was a part of that 2018 squad in Sky Blue, and there's still such a special place in my heart, that team. And they, just to see that, and they deserve that, and everything that Lisa's done for them. I mean, just to be able to play at Red Bull was like monumental for that club. So yeah. It was such a special day, and then obviously such a weird thing. I mean, I fractured my rib in the air. Just because I came down when Carly's elbow was up and it somehow jammed up under there and snapped in the air. And it was in so much pain on the field because when he was touching around, it was just, so basically when you crack or fracture a rib, there's usually just a line. But if you displace it, it like breaks like this.
Oh, boy.
So he was like touching it, and it was just going like this.
Oh, right. Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's fine.
But you can feel the pain. But I mean, like, they were giving me, it was hardest week of my life, but honestly, it healed so quickly after that. But the coaches and Bill Predmore, the owner of Reign, were at the hospital with me in tears, watching me like be in tears. So I'll just say throwing up with a broken rib is not the way to go.
Yeah, no, hold it in. We followed you on social, and I remember you went to go like stay with your family, but you took a while to post. So Christian and I were like, "Have you heard from Shay? Have you heard from Shay?" For like 3 days. We were just so worried. We wanted to make sure you were okay. But it's been kind of dope to sort of see that moment live with our eyes, and then see where you're at today, and have you on the show with a championship medal around your neck. It's got a lot of bite marks in it. It's kind of dope. It's kind of dope. It's come full circle.
All right, yeah, it is good to see. And we had a question from Gully Squad, our supporters group, the Cooligans supporters group, and Matt L. He said, "I've been a fan since you came into the league, and I had high hopes for you in Seattle." He's from Seattle, and he said, honestly, what had been the difference in your freedom of play in Houston? He loved watching you play, so I assume it has similar to the freedom that the coach is giving you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I loved my time, obviously, in Tacoma with Rain, and getting to be reunited with Vlatko. I was like, all right, we're back. Yeah. But, sometimes with injury and just the situation and the season doesn't always go as well as you like it to. I felt like every time I found my groove there, something would happen, whether it's injury, just a little hiccup, kind of thing like that. But I think when I just came to Houston, it was really in the cheesiest sense, a new chapter, and felt like I was coming home in a way, just obviously having gone to A&M, and my dad's family's from Texas. So I just think it was a new start for me after what's been a really crappy couple of years on and off the field. So it was just kind of a new page.
What does that freedom do for you that other clubs didn't do? Like, what is it? Does it stop you from having to find space or be in a certain position? Like, I remember Clint Dempsey always talked about his ability to roam freed up his game, but it's so confusing to those of us who've never played, and you can see what I look like. I haven't. It's kind of confusing for us. So what exactly does that add? Does it allow you to sort of make late runs, or what does it exactly do for you?
I think it allows me to think less, because otherwise I'd be asking too many questions and like trying to analyze too many things. So like I said before, I think it allows me to be instinctual, and it gives me a sense of trust. Like, they believe in me, so I don't need to try to find that from anywhere else. And I can just rely on the intelligence that I have and believe in that and not constantly question it, because as you guys know, I mean, the mental side of the game is just by far the most important in my opinion. And so for them to just trust me and then know that I'm fast enough to get back on defense when I have to. So.
Don't worry, I got it. I'll be there.
And when it came, you mentioned Vlatko Andonovski, obviously the head coach for the U.S. Women's National Team. He was there in the bubble, watching all the games, writing in his notebook.
Taking notes.
His notebook already has the Twitter account. Do you feel Shay Groom's name is written in that notebook, often enough to hopefully get a call up with him?
I mean, we'll never know. I've known Vlatko since I was like 9 years old. So we go way back, and he's always been such a monumental piece of my career, and always believed in me. I mean, if you've seen press conferences from past years, I mean, he's always believed in my abilities, and obviously it'd be cool for us to be reunited at that level. And I know that if he does call me in, it'll be just, and because, he believes that I deserve to be there. So, obviously looking forward to it if it happens. But guess we'll just have to see.
You're like, no taxi beer for that flight when I get to camp.
No.
We got more with Shea Groom. We get back after this.
I'm Ashley Sanchez, and I kicked it with the Cooligans.
All right, welcome back to the Cooligans. We are here with Shay Groom of the Houston Dash, the champion Houston Dash. So we had some more questions from Gully Squad. We had another good one from Emily Gertis. She had asked. We mentioned this earlier before as well. She says she scored a goal against every NWSL team now. What is that like? And where do you get your insane vertical leap?
I do see a basketball rim on the door jamb behind you. Is that part of your training? You instead of just dunking on defenders, you dunking at home?
I'm just saying, you had to be creative during the quarantine. So if anyone's asking, that's where it happens. The magic happens. No, obviously scoring against every team. I guess I saw that and was like, hasn't a lot of people done that? But a lot of people have been at the same club the whole time. So I think it actually happened. If I'm not mistaken, I think it happened in 2018 when I was in Jersey because I scored against Orlando, and that was the last time. But it came out here. I'm not sure why, but maybe I hadn't scored against one of the teams. But it's a cool thing. I mean, I would have never thought of that. But how crazy.
Yeah, I mean, there is I think there's a certain sort of health and to the league when you have players, even though it kind of sucks to be traded around everywhere, but when you have the stability of a league to have journey women that can go in different places and every club is viable and stable and continues to exist, that's a pretty good scenario. Obviously, there have been clubs that have folded, but it's not the worst statistic. It means that a lot of people want to hire you wherever you go.
Yeah, that's true.
So
speaking of, actually, you're going to have a new one that you're going to have to score two, actually, because Louisville's getting a club, and now Angel City. And actually, Valeria Tapia, who's from Los Angeles and is already a big fan of Angel City, has mentioned, or had the question, what are your thoughts on Angel City's ownership group, specifically Olympia Ohanian, and would you like to see more teams not affiliated with MLS?
I mean, first of all, Angel City, I mean, that's been incredible. Obviously, they did their back work and made this an incredible thing and have it ready to go, and I think they're only going to keep growing that fanship before they even bring that team in. And it's going to be really, really great for our league. And obviously having the majority women ownership group, I mean, that's just special, And I think as little girls growing up, whether they want to actually play the game or just be involved in it, it kind of sets this new dream that, I didn't grow up thinking that I could own a soccer team or I could be on a soccer team. So that's a really cool part about this league and have been in it for so long. That's been really cool to see it grow.
Yeah. The other thing I wanted to ask, even just about your experience with being a professional athlete in NWSL, because I remember when we hosted an event in Charlotte, and Megan Rapinoe was there, and we were interviewing her on stage in front of 4,000 people, and it was just there were all these little girls coming up to us. They were like, "Can you give Megan this picture I drew of her?" And I'm like, the influence that frankly, women athletes, but women soccer players specifically, there is just some. Just inspiration that I feel like they offer. What has been your experience with having fans, especially after this Challenge Cup? I'm sure there's tons of little girls looking up to you. Probably get all these messages and stuff like that. What has that meant to you?
I mean, it's meant the world. I think you grow up and even when you're in it, you're like, no one's really watching. I'm not really important, And then there'll be one little girl. I can name one girl in Tacoma. Her name's Lucy, and came up to a game, printed out a picture of us after every single game, and wanted me to sign it and wrote a cute note. And one time she missed the game for a dance recital or something, and made sure that's why I knew that's why she wasn't at the game. So
wish she was more of a loyal fan, but what are you gonna do?
And you know what? You can't teach this generation. Yeah. Where's your loyalty?
Priorities here. Come on, kid. No. But it's special, and that's what I've loved about this league. And, obviously I hope that it grows big and beyond everyone's dreams. But it's been special to play in some of these intimate venues where you can engage with the fans and you can build those relationships. And I've always I've always felt like it's an obligation to get back to the game and something that I've wanted to do. And that's why I stay involved with the youth leagues and ECNL specifically, and just making sure that girls know that you can play football past college, and you can make money from it, and you can continue to chase your dream, and because it exists now. And yeah. I didn't grow up thinking that, so definitely something that's been something I've been always passionate about in my career.
Yeah.
What do you think about some of the players getting some seriously hard looks from some European clubs? In particular, some of the bigger national team players are certainly getting some options out there. Is that something that you're looking towards, or what are your thoughts on that happening?
Yeah, I mean, I think for any player, it's unique and it's cool to go see another part of the world and get to play football. And it's different everywhere. It's a different style everywhere. Obviously, our league's different than what the European league looks like, what the Australian league looks like. So definitely, I think it's good for players to go out and get that experience. Obviously, I'm biased, and I think this is the best league in the world. So I'll probably always stay here. I want to be close to family, and I love the U.S. and I love building this league and being a part of it. And I don't want to be a part of anything else. So not to say I wouldn't go on loan or something like that, but NWSL is my home for sure.
Yeah. Someone shows up with that bag, take that bag.
Well, last question we have from Neil Gavoni. He had asked, well, what was something you and your teammates did together while in the bubble for fun and to pass the time?
Well, we did some intense ping ponging. I feel very confident about my game now. So yeah, me and Rachel Daly are partners, and we'll take anyone on that wants to challenge us. We played a lot of Mario Kart. I'm not sure if you guys kind of saw that stuff, but obviously we're in a bubble, so everything was funny. But Megan Oyster, who is Mario, and Luigi, who's Rachel Daly, and I'm Yoshé. So that was kind of our little three-pack.
What a
last
great
night
name.
We were like Mario Party, like.
Yeah.
Anyways, and then I taught them to juggle actually. So.
Oh,
Hey.
I also know how to juggle. I learned on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't know. I learned.
Wait,
last
juggle
year
like
at
not you're not juggling a soccer ball, yeah? Because I'm
No.
like, I would hope that the professional players know how to do that.
No, yeah. We ordered like juggling balls off Amazon. Like, I mean, it was a serious thing. So.
Oh, okay.
Gee, you really got into it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't juggle, and I've never played Mario Kart. Seriously, I've never once played it.
All right,
I've seen it. I get it. They're driving around a car. Look out for the banana, but I don't know anything else.
Alexis didn't have a childhood. He has a.
I worked at a factory at 11. Anyway, it's a true story.
All right.
I learned how to juggle a job in elementary school. That's what I learned.
And a mortgage, anyway.
Smoking a cigar.
All right, we'll be back with more Shay Groom after this. Thank you again, everyone, for joining us. Thank you to Shea Groom, again, NWSL Challenge Cup champion, MVP. Thank you for just taking the time. I mean, yes, you could be partying, but you are hanging out with us, so we really, really appreciate it. Shay, is there anything you want to let people know before we sign off?
The Houston Dash are taking fans. Jump on the bandwagon now. You're a little late, but we'll still take you.
Amazing. Okay. All right. So everyone's on notice.
Come aboard, but we know who you are.
So everybody, make sure you follow Shay Groom on social media, on Instagram and Twitter. She is awesome there. And make sure you follow at Fubo Sports on all social media platforms, at Soccer Cooligans as well. And make sure to subscribe to the Fubo Sports YouTube channel for full episodes of the program. Shay, you are the best. Thank you so much, champ, for joining us. Let's wrap up the show the way we normally do. So for Shay Groom, my name is Christian Polanco.
I'm Alexis Guerreros.
And together, what are we?
The Cooligans!